and this dork right here is Caroline, and we are Disturbed Nerds.
Very, very disturbed nerds.
Okay, I think she's the disturbed one. I'm somewhat sane, thanks.
Oh, you're a hypocrite. I don't believe that for a single moment.
Maybe a little, but here we are.
All right. So, a little bit about us. Who are we? Keely, take it away.
Why do I have to take it away? You're the one who did. You were already talking.
Ah! All right. So,
Anyways, fine.
sure.
So, okay, I've always been a nerd, so always, I guess. Obviously, Harry Potter was my first love, and it's always gonna be my first love. But now I got lots of loves, but it's all right. They're all cool with each other. What about you, Caroline?
See, I'm a little weird. I started off where I hated everything. I hated music. I hated literature, reading, not at all. It wasn't until about first grade when my friend was like, hey, there's this cool thing called Japanese manga. You'll love it. So that's what kind of got me into reading, into fandoms, and that was my gateway to nerddom.
See, in middle school, we had a library and we had manga, and I read every single manga ever. Like even the ones that I didn't like, I read them. And then went back one day and I realized I had read the entire manga section, and it was like a tiny section, and I was like, oh great, well what am I gonna read now?
See, when in elementary school, I was in detention so often that eventually the librarian was just like, all right, the worst punishment I could think for you is to make you sit down and read a book. So she handed me a series of unfortunate events, and I fell in love. From that moment on, every world was something new, it was something different. And yeah, same with at my school. The manga section was pretty small. No one really knew what it was until I got to middle school because I was one of the librarian assistants. So I was like, I'm going to order whatever I want. So hello, entire section of Black Butler. Made my day.
Yeah, I read the series of unfortunate events, and I love those books. And then we had so many R.L. Stein books at middle school. So like my goal, because obviously when you're in middle school you have stupid goals. My goal was to read every single Goosebumps book. Obviously I never accomplished that goal because there are a lot of Goosebumps
Aren't
books.
they
But
still writing them too?
yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. But I read like all of the ones they had at the library, and then I read all of his other like little other ones that weren't considered Goosebumps, like his series. They were so good. I loved him. And then they made a movie, and I was like, yes. Also, there was a TV show that we used to watch too, and that was fun. Kind of cheesy, like all shows, but it was good.
Hey, you gotta love early horror. No, for me, that was Rick Riordan, where I read Percy Jackson Lightning Thief, and I was like, I need to read everything this man has ever written. So, of course, Percy Jackson, then Heroes of Olympus, now the Norse series, the Kane Chronicles, and of course, the first book in the 39 Clues, which I think everyone kind of forgets was also written by Rick Riordan.
Yeah, and I came in really late on the Percy Jackson thing. Like, that was like high school for me, like the end of high school. And I read all of those, and they're so good. And I want to read the other ones, but I also was angry at characters, so I just couldn't. I need to get over
Oh,
that and read
that's
the
me with
other series
Maximum
because it's so good.
Ride. With
Okay, see,
Maximum Ride, I love.
I haven't even finished Maximum Ride because everyone was making me angry. Did you hear they made a movie?
I know, I heard about that. See, after movies like Percy Jackson, Lightning Thief, and after like Artemis Fowl, I really don't trust adaptations anymore. It has to be really good for me to sell my soul on it.
See, it randomly popped up on, it was Netflix, and I was like, no, this isn't what I think it is.
Oh,
And
it's
then I watched
bad.
the trailer, and I was like,
Oh,
okay, I can't even, because first of all, they whitewashed characters, and then also the CGI on those wings were the most horrible things I had ever seen.
horrible. Don't you mean fantastic? Keely, hours of work went into them.
Yeah, about 30 minutes went into those wings. I could do better wings than that, and I have no skills. They were horrible, okay? Like, they were beyond the level of first season Buffy CGI or like first season Charmed CGI or even Xena. Xena could have done better wings than that. And Xena's CGI was horrible at times
See,
too.
I'll disagree with you. I don't think Charmed was that bad, especially the first season. Like, all right, it's a little rough, and Buffy's first season, they had no idea what they were doing. But I don't know. There were certain points where I'm like, no, Maximum Ride is still takes the cake on pretty bad.
But see, also, when I was watching Merlin the other day with Angela, I had to like look
Finally,
away.
you're so late to that party too.
Okay, see, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a contrary little shit, part of my language. So when people tell me to watch something, I'm not gonna watch it because you keep telling me to watch it. So I finally jumped on this Merlin band train, and okay, first of all, their CGI bothers me, and I'm trying to get over it because the dragon alone is just, I just can't. But when they
It's
were,
not Aragon. You're fine.
oh, don't mention that movie. It is blasphemy. I will hang up on you. Starting the podcast, which was like totally a spur of the moment thing. Caroline literally texted me, what was it, like 3 days ago? So, you want to do a podcast together? No preamble, just hey.
All right, so backstory time. I was walking through the park listening to a panel from San Diego at home, and everyone was talking about, oh, what was their introduction to nerddom? What are they fans of? How did they get into cosplaying and things like that? And I was like, that's such a fascinating conversation is how do people find their gateway drug into being a nerd? So I also love the business and enterprise end of entertainment industry.
He does.
Yeah, it's a problem. And I was like, Keely, we never stop talking. We talk every day, usually about nerd things. Why don't we actually make a podcast and force other people to listen? What a brilliant idea.
And thus, Disturbed Nerds was formed, and I like the name because it kind of rhymes. And also, I like rhyming and I like puns, so why not?
And we are a little disturbed.
Her more than me.
All right. I feel like this is going to be a thing.
It's gonna be anything. And we need to make it a thing.
Oof. Oh, them's are fighting words. All right. We actually do have an agenda because we know each other and we will get sidetracked into oblivion. So, what are we talking about today, Keely?
Okay, today we're talking about summer blockbusters, and well, we can't really talk about them because guess what? There weren't any summer blockbusters. Do you know why there weren't any summer blockbusters? Just tell me.
Pandemics! Yay! COVID-19.
If you don't know what COVID-19 is, and clearly you've been living under a rock, and wow, because it's seriously everywhere.
Yeah. Especially if you're in the United States. It's all anyone covers, really.
Mm-hmm. But yes, due to the lovely pandemic, hashtag 2020, why? We have no summer blockbusters at all. Normally, I would spend my summer going to see movies with people. Last summer, it was Endgame, and I saw a few other movies too. And I think the last movie I saw before the pandemic was The Invisible Man with Paige. And then the other day, we went to a movie theater, but they were playing old movies, and I saw Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. But still, no actual summer blockbusters this summer,
Nope.
whatsoever.
And anything that was released, right to video on demand, right to streaming services. So, Keely, what was your most disappointing summer release of your life? For me, it was definitely Suicide Squad. I was so excited for months. My significant other at the time and we got tickets for opening night, Thursday night midnight showing. So excited, and then it was Suicide Squad, and we all know how that went.
I don't know. I think I was really disappointed in Batman versus Superman. I almost walked out of the theater, and the only reason why I did not was because of one woman, Wonder Woman. Had she not been in the last 30 minutes of that movie, I would have walked out
You didn't love the Martha.
That was horrible, and I wanted to gouge my eyes out. I seriously was sitting there, and we were talking. My boyfriend at the time, we were both talking through the entire thing, and well, whispering, and we just could not. It was horrible. It was so bad. And I think the other movie that was a summer blockbuster that was really disappointing was After Earth. I don't know if you ever saw that with Will Smith and his son.
No, I don't think I saw that one. I
It
saw Jupiter
was boring.
Ascending, and I wanted to love it because it had a great cast, it had a good premise. I went in and I was underwhelmed. It wasn't bad, just it was okay.
See, After Earth was boring. It was really, really boring. At least Jupiter Ascending had something. It was actually a really pretty movie, and I didn't mind that movie. Not like a movie I'd watch frequently, but After Earth was boring.
By the way, we are not pros at this yet. So notifications are going to go off, sounds are going to go off, dogs are going to bark in the background. Facts of life.
It'll be fine. We're entertaining at least.
Exactly.
But
Speaking of entertainment, we missed out on so much this summer. It was supposed to be the summer, especially
of
for
women.
heroes and specifically women, and I am distraught. After Endgame, there is nothing I looked forward to more than a Black Widow solo film.
Oh
How
my gosh.
did DC get a full female lead cast out before Marvel? Do you not understand how upsetting this is?
Okay, see, I am upset too because, as you know, Black Widow is like my favorite Marvel character. Okay, my two favorite Marvel. Well, okay, I have three. Is Iron Man. Okay, I have four. Iron Man, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, and Black Widow. Okay, so when they
Now
released
that
the whole,
X-Men are included, I get to have all my lovely, lovely X-Men, Jean Grey, and more specifically, Storm. She counts
see,
now. She's my favorite Marvel superhero.
I'll get back to you on that one because I have a favorite Marvel, X-Men too, but they never do her right. I'm hoping they do her right. Anyways, back on track. I was so excited about Black Widow. Like when the first trailer came out, I watched it and I cried, like actual tears. And first of all, this movie should have been released so long before then. Not that it's been
Before
released
Endgame.
before Endgame, and I was so excited about this movie. Like I was gonna go to the midnight showing, and I was gonna see it like multiple times. I was gonna see it with mom. I was gonna see it with my friends. Hell, I would see it by myself. And then COVID.
And our other lovely leading lady, what happened to her? Where's
Yeah,
my Gal Gadot? I feel like there's something missing from my summer.
right. And like when that trailer released, and also because when they released that trailer, I'm watching it, and then all I see is Chris Pine, Steve Trevor, and I was like, okay, I don't even care how you are alive. I'm just glad you are alive. Like I don't need to know how you're alive. You don't need to tell me. I'm just gonna accept this and go with it. And normally I would not do that when random characters come back to life and you don't get an explanation. But first of all, it's Chris Pine, and his character is wonderful.
I don't know, it's DC. I wouldn't get your hopes up on that, love.
Don't jinx this.
I'm sorry, it's the truth. They don't have a brilliant track record, especially since
This
it's a different executive producer on this one than Wonder Woman.
Hush it. All I'm saying is I'm going with the headcanon that Hades was like, here you go. You took care of Ares for me. Here's your boy back, Diana. Here's your boy back.
That's what
All
you're
that
going with?
That's what I'm going with.
All right, and our third lady of the summer, Mulan. Will we ever actually see her? Question mark?
I have no idea. I honestly really don't know if we will see that because so far they're saying indefinitely. And I'm so really excited about this movie.
Mhm.
I know everyone got kind of pissy because it's not going to be the exact replication of the animated one, but you know what? I'm kind of happy with that. I'm glad it's not going to be exactly the same.
I watched a YouTube video that broke down some of the audio cues from the trailer, and it was really interesting. There's a lot of like callbacks, like "I'll make a man out of you," reflection, where they didn't completely abandon the original, but they wanted to bring it into a new light. The director said he wanted to make it more core to the actual myth that she was. And I just hope there's some reprieve, something that lightens it a little bit, a little comic relief, because it looks like a very serious movie, which I love. Give me a good It Man film any day. I love it. But there needs to be something. If you're not going to have a character like Mushu, something to break it a little bit.
Yeah, and everyone was so upset that it wasn't like it's not going to be the exact replica, and I like that they're going more of the off the myth that she was based off the film, the story they say, and I think that's interesting because personally, I didn't really like Beauty and the Beast, that live action one. I felt like the songs were bland. They didn't have quite as much oomph and heart to it. I did like the Cinderella movie. Um,
Hmm.
because it was a kind of a different Cinderella. She was a little more tough and a little bit more headstrong, and I liked that. She wasn't the exact same as the animated one. And obviously, I love Maleficent. Maleficent is gold.
Give
She's a
me
goddess.
Grimm Brothers Cinderella, damn it.
Not from Disney.
No, unfortunately. All right,
And
so we had no summer blockbusters. What did nerds do instead? Keely, what did you do since you could not go to the movie theater?
well, as you are aware, I write fan fiction. Okay, so when I say I write fan fiction, there's only actually one story I've ever published ever on a fan fiction site. Technically, I am working on several fan fictions. I just haven't published any of them yet because I jump back and forth between so many things. Caroline knows I do this. I'm always like, what would they do? I always messenger, what would they do about characters? And actually, my other best friend, because Caroline's my best friend, and I also have two other best friends. Angela and I are going to have story dates, so maybe we can actually, write something and get it written and published. Because we both have the same problem jumping. Um, I've been getting caught up on all my fandoms. Like I'm getting caught up in Supernatural because those season 15 was delayed. The final half of the season was delayed. Um, it will be released at some point, and I need to get caught up because so I have
I'm
time to
such
get
a
caught up.
terrible fan. I'm 2 seasons behind in Supernatural. Don't look at me. Don't judge me.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
See, you are with me because I actually think I know. I think I actually can skip the entire like 11th season bec-
yeah.
because I think I know what's going on with the darkness and everything. I think I can completely skip that season and just go to the next, and then I'll be good. But I have time, so I might as well get caught up.
Hmm.
And then this week we've actually been rewatching The Umbrella Academy because season 2,
Oh,
July
so
31st.
excited. Gerard
I'm so
Way, what
excited.
do you have in store for us? I can't wait.
I'm so excited. I did not want to give. Okay, so I told you before that don't watch things when people tell me to watch them. When Umbrella Academy first came out, I had you, I had Angela, I had Mom, I had Callie from work. All of y'all were like, Keely, you have to watch this show. And I'm over here like, Keely doesn't want to because you're telling me to do something because I'm a Gemini. So yeah, basically what I've been doing is getting caught up on shows, writing fan fiction, and reading a lot of fan fiction. I recently started Merlin. So far, I really hate Arthur. I hate him. He's really pretty, but I hate him. And people say I will like him later, but I just can't. Okay, which is kind of funny because he's got a personality type that I usually like, but something about him rubs me the wrong way compared to the other fictional characters that like who are also cocky, arrogant assholes. I don't know why he rubs me the wrong way. It's not like Dean Winchester or Sherlock Holmes are exactly the golden boys. They're also cocky and arrogant, but somehow Arthur doesn't pull it off, guys.
I don't know. I was obsessed with Merlin. I was like, don't hurt my baby. Don't touch my baby. Oh, Morgana's hot. Don't touch my baby. Leave him alone.
I feel that Morgana is hot because when Angela and I were watching it, all I hear is she's so pretty when Morgana came on screen, and then later on I was like, gosh, I would so bang her. She's so hot.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I swear she was saying something important, but I was just really like distracted.
Oh, I get that. That happens to me in fandoms and everything way too often, especially with webtoons. I'm like, oh, sexy drawn character. Hello. Androgynous. Don't know what gender you are. Perfect. Hello.
Funny story. Angela and I were watching Arrow, and I love Arrow. I'm behind, but we were watching it, and Oliver was doing the salmon ladder thing. And like there's this voiceover thing, and it was saying something that was probably relevant, but I was so distracted watching him doing the salmon ladder that I heard nothing. I was like, I told her, I was like, okay, we need to like go
I
back.
know exactly which scene you're talking about.
I know, right? I was like, Angela, we need to go back. She's like, why? I did not hear a single word that he just said in that voiceover whatsoever. I was very distracted. So what have you been doing since we have had no summer blockbusters?
Yep. I have Emily, my German Shepherd, complaining somewhere behind me in the living room. But yes, I read all the Artemis Fowl books because I was like, I kind of need something really quick and easy to get through. I didn't want anything that required too much thought but was still entertaining. So Artemis Fowl it was, and with the new movie coming out, I was like, must read all 8 books to watch the first one. Yeah. So that's how it works.
Spoiler alert, I have heard that movie is trash.
It is. Since I had read the books, I felt compelled, like, okay, now I have to watch the movie. Although it kind of felt like watching the live action Avatar The Last Airbender, the movie that shall not be named.
Other movie.
Oh. Yeah.
And the other movie that shall not be named is Aragon. Oh, I could rant for an hour about that movie.
I liked Aragon as a kid. I had read the books. I enjoyed the movie. It's dragons, Keely, dragons. I didn't know when I was like 14 and was like, oh my god, Aragon, magic, dragons. Like, it just worked. I don't know. Speaking of something that didn't work for me that I've been doing is I watch Cursed. I'm a huge Arthurian legend nerd.
Me too. I need to watch it.
I have so many gripes with it. I'm cool with taking a modern story that's been told a million times and twisting it. However, that I didn't like how they did it. There were a few things. I won't spoil it for Keely, but we will have a discussion on this after you watch it because I'm angry.
So you're telling me
like 8 text messages like, here's what's wrong with A, B, C, D. I hate this episode for this reason. I hate him for this reason. And he was just like, all right, chill out. It's a show.
So what I'm getting from her right now is that I'm going to have to watch Curse just so we can do an episode about it. That's what I'm getting.
100%. So yes, also a lot of YouTube. I have a problem. I watch a lot of Let's Plays. I watched a full Final Fantasy VII Remake Let's Play. And not as good as the original. Good, but needs a little help to get there.
I'm pretty sure that you watch as much YouTube as much as I read that much fan fiction. I'm pretty sure we're
Oh, yeah.
pretty equal on that. Because
Yeah.
you're always like, what are you doing? Reading fan fiction?
And you're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, watching YouTube. What on YouTube? Anything good? A Let's Play. Yeah. We lead such interesting lives.
Be fine.
Eh, the life of a nerd. You don't choose it, it chooses you. Okay, so if you could choose any movie that wasn't already in the lineup for 2020 to have been made into a blockbuster, what would it have been? What do you want to see?
I'm confused by this question, so I feel like you should answer
Ah,
first.
damn. Okay, so I was thinking about this, and I don't know. I love Phantom of the Opera. I love musicals. I was super excited with Hamilton when they put that up, and now we're getting Aladdin. Very excited about that. However, I would really like to see another Doctor Who movie. They haven't made one since like 1988 with the Eighth Doctor, I believe it was. It's been a while since BBC made a Doctor Who movie, and I didn't like how the newest Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, was written. I think Chris Chibnall needs to find another job. I don't like how anything he ever did was written. So I would like to see it done well.
I haven't watched the new Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. Is that her name?
Whittaker?
Whittaker?
Yeah.
Whatever. It starts with a W, ends in an R. I haven't watched it yet, mainly because I'm like I'm behind. I need to go back and watch Peter Capaldi again.
So
I
back to
suppose I
the
have to.
question. If you could see anything turned into a summer blockbuster from any fandom across any nerddom, what would you like to see?
Hmm. Okay, so this is never gonna happen, like ever. Okay, like ever.
What?
But I would love to see like how Hogwarts was found. Like that story on screen. Like, okay, yes, we've
Hogwarts a
read it.
history?
Yeah, like how they found this, the founders found each other and then made this school and everything. That would be cool. It'd be some like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be some Merlin-esque type thing, which would be totally fine with me. Obviously, it's never gonna happen, but that would be really cool for me. Like, even if it wasn't like a full-blown movie, I'd still be happy.
Now, would you be happier with Hogwarts a history or learning more about Ilvermorny, the American school? I feel like it's such an
Ooh.
untold tale. Like,
Ooh, Overmorning would be so much fun.
all right, nerds, thank you for listening to us. We're having a little bit of trouble with outros. We'll get better as time goes on. Again, we are disturbed nerds, so it's going to take us a little time to reach that excellence level. I'm Caroline, signing off.
And this is Keely signing off. We look forward to talking about Disney next time.
All right,
Ciao.
bye.